In this video, we will discuss how to get started when you're writing a rhetorical analysis essay. The first step, as obvious as it sounds, is to read the prompt. Every rhetorical analysis prompt will have 3 parts. It'll have background information, advice, and your task. The background information will usually be the first couple sentences of the prompt, and it will contain some context information, including the author of the passage and often the date the passage was written or published. This information could be helpful to you, so make sure you actually read that. The second sentence will usually be the advice. The prompt will say something like, read the passage carefully. And the last sentence is going to be your task. The task for the essay will say something like, write a well-developed essay that, number 1, identifies and analyzes rhetorical devices and strategies that the author uses, and number 2, ties back to the author's message or purpose. Take a second to pause this video and read through the 3 example prompts, looking for the 3 elements we listed on the last slide. Pay attention to that last prompt, the Margaret Thatcher eulogy prompt, because we're going to use that in our examples as we continue through this video. The next step is to read the passage. Remember, you'll only have about 40 minutes to write each of your 3 essays, so you'll have to read the passage both quickly and carefully. You might want to read the passage with a pen or a pencil in hand so you can mark devices as you read. Even if you can't remember the name of a device right away, but you think something important might be there, mark the device. For example, if you see that the author starts several consecutive sentences with the words, I have a dream that, but can't remember that that's an anaphora, still mark what you see. Maybe you'll remember the name for the term later on. You also might underline or circle sentences in each paragraph that seem like main ideas. These sentences could help you determine what the author's message or purpose is. Remember, all devices must tie back to that author's purpose. Take another second to pause the video and reread a section of Margaret Thatcher's eulogy for Ronald Reagan. After you read a passage and look for devices and the author's purpose, you want to form your thesis statement. Even before you begin writing the beginning of your introduction, you might want to write that thesis statement first so you know what direction your essay is going in. While you're still getting comfortable with learning and writing a rhetorical analysis essay, use the template below to write your thesis statement. In the passage, speech, letter, eulogy, author's name, use of rhetorical devices, suggests/reinforces the message or purpose. For example, here's a thesis statement based on Thatcher's eulogy for Ronald Reagan. In her eulogy for Ronald Reagan, Margaret Thatcher's use of juxtaposition and anecdotes reinforced her message of the importance of unity. While your thesis is the most important part of your introduction, it's also a good idea to include the following: the speaker, occasion, audience, purpose, and subject, which can often be found in the prompt, and the main idea/subject of the work. Your introduction should be about 4 to 6 sentences in total, so not too long, including your introduction or thesis sentence as the last sentence in the paragraph. Pause the video one last time to read the example introduction below and look for the elements listed above. After you write your introduction, the next step is to write those body paragraphs. Your next video will explain how to do that.